name to this imaginary dog on this human person.
It's Fido.
It's amazing. Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television.
I'm glad we worked it out.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Stephanie Henry, Casey Moore, Tammy Sutherland, Devo Brown with you. Good morning, everybody. Do you ever have some noises in your neighborhood that just are always happening and you wish they would stop, Tammy Sutherland?
Yes, but this is in the past. I've had, like, I used to live by Rogers Center, so sometimes you would want to take a nap and you would hear, like, a lot of noise. But I signed up for it. You would hear, like, the home run horn every so often. But you know what? I signed up for it because I knew what I was in for.
Yeah, where you live.
You knew Rogers Center wasn't going to be relocated.
Exactly,
Yes.
because I got here.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
It was there first.
Yeah.
Political columnist from the National Post, Sabrina Matto, which we all know.
Sabrina.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she said, look, there's a loud streetcar that she hears first thing in the morning when it wakes her up, and last thing she hears before she goes to bed, and many times throughout the day. Every few minutes, it's a streetcar kind of turning the corner, and it squeals. We apologize for your ears right now, but have a listen to it.
Hear it. That's about right.
So every time the streetcar goes by, she hears that, and it's pretty annoying. So she put out this video and said that this is what I have to deal with. Ever since she put out the video, Brad Bradford apparently jumped in to help. Now the streetcar magically doesn't make noise anymore.
Seriously? Wow. What in the magical power?
Okay, I'm gonna say.
The grease.
I don't know how quickly we'll flip back to the first one or not, but this is a newer streetcar,
It is.
and the other one was an old streetcar.
No, was it? No, they're
new too.
old streetcars anymore.
That's
Oh, that is a new one too. Okay.
It's new.
So I'm off. All right.
But do we know for sure that now all of the
All
new
of them,
ones
yeah.
are quiet?
Right,
Or
that
did we
go
just
by.
happen to get a loud one and a quiet one? Because I don't know how you all of a sudden make the tracks not make noise anymore. I think it's
Yeah,
just
just give it with a little-
So we just have to do that. That needs to happen more.
Yeah, maintenance.
Because that changes how I feel about the story. At some point you think, oh my gosh, why are you complaining? The
Yeah.
streetcar was there before you were.
Right.
And you knew the noise was going to be there. It's like a train track. It's like anything else that you might have near
You move into
your
a club
house.
district or
You
like
move to
a
the club
entertainment
district.
district.
There's clubs there.
Yeah,
So this is
can't
what you have to
complain
deal
about
with.
the sound.
Hopefully maybe you paid less, what have you. But now that the streetcar is silent, I'm thinking maybe it makes sense to vocalize these things. Maybe they can be fixed sometimes. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you live near train tracks and the train has to go through and honk the horn so that people are aware that it's coming through.
Yeah,
Tam?
that's exactly where I live. There's a train track not too far away, but it's far enough that you would think, oh, I don't hear anything. But you do. You hear it all the time. But I also recognize that, hey, I knew the train track was there. It's not going anywhere. Trains are coming through. I just got to get used to it. And you know what I do? It's kind of like living near the airport. I used to live in Malton. If you live in Malton, you know that you hear the planes, but after a while, you just don't hear it anymore because it happens so often. You don't even flinch anymore. It doesn't bother you at all. So, but I could see how this streetcar issue would bother you if it was like a brand new thing. All of a sudden, all these streetcars are making noise, and you just need the little
over
grease.
time.
Yeah.
Then I would understand.
Like even flight paths have changed. Airline flight paths have changed because there was not a flight path over my parents' house before the pandemic, and there is now. So now we hear it. And so it wasn't necessarily a part of the situation. So I'm just going to tell my parents they have to call Brad Bradford and see if he can reroute the airplanes coming out of Toronto Pearson Airport.
I mean, would votes
Stop
been
flying over
different
my
if this
mom.
story came out before? For him, you know what I mean? Probably not.
I don't know.
But it's like, I used to live right beside a fire station.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I do too.
And I
Fairly
moved
close.
into that neighborhood. I don't think I can complain and be like, hey, what's up, y'all? Do you mind just waiting until you exit and go a few more feet before hitting the sirens? No, that's not how it works, right? So I understand being frustrated by that. The complaint worked in this case.
It did.
For her. And if it's that easy to fix, potentially, what are all these TTC price hikes going to if we aren't maintaining what we've got going on in the city.
Yeah, totally.
Because that seems like it was an easy fix.
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to complain to get that fixed. Would you
Yeah.
complain? Or would you
If I
just
were
be like,
her,
whatever?
if I were her, I would definitely complain because I feel like it's something that probably just increased over time, and it sounds like nails on a chalkboard. So
Yeah.
absolutely, I don't think anyone signs up for that. But if I were to live near a Rogers Center, yes, I would understand. Or a train track. My aunt lives near a train track in Malton.
Yeah.
And I hear it every time I go over there. But they're just
Trains and planes over
Trains
there.
and planes over there.
Poor aunt.
All the noises, but they're cool.
Yeah.
There are thousands of people watching right now that are along streetcar lines that are just like
going,
out with
"Wait a
their
minute."
phones ready to take video to send and post. So.
Brad Bradford is getting emailed right now.
Lit. His
Like,
phone lines will be lit.
Yeah.
Fred, sorry. All right.
Sorry, man.
Well,
But I'm going
thank
to
you,
call you a
Sabrina.
little bit later to have a streetcar behind you.
Thanks, Brad.
Coming up in just a little bit, Forrest Frankie is live on location. He's going to continue that tour of the Princess Margaret Home Lottery's grand prize lakefront cottage in the Kawarthas. Look at that. That is stunning. He's going to let you know how that can be yours. That's at 7:40 this morning. Stick around, and Tam's got your headlines right after the break. Good morning.